Hello everyone, I'm Brian Hyrek, alongside with Scott Farrell of Algo, and welcome to another edition of SIP Chats with VoIP Supply. Today, our special guest, Scott Farrell, is with us from Canada, from a company called Algo. Hey Scott, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about Algo?
Yeah, sure, Brian. Thanks for introducing me there. Yeah, my name is Scott Farrell, and yes, I am based in Ottawa, Canada. Algo Communication Products is a Canadian-based company, and we're a manufacturer of IP endpoints for public address visual notification. You'll see that I've got some of the endpoints in behind me here. So Algo has basically been in business for quite some time, always as a telephony manufacturer and an OEM manufacturer. And yeah, we've evolved, over our 50-year history in business, and basically built a really nice product that we're going to be talking about today to address your paging and notification needs. So me personally, I've been in the industry for quite some time. I joined Algo about 3 years ago. In my role at Algo, I basically attend a lot of different trade shows, and I do sessions such as these, just informing people of what our product portfolio is, how it's evolving, some of the new products that are coming out to market, and looking forward to talking to you about some of the new stuff that we're going to be launching this year. Yeah, so that's what I do basically, is travel around and work with integrators and end users.
Awesome, Scott, and to all our viewers at home as well, if you haven't heard of Algo before, they're one of the top brands actually that VoIP Supply does carry. Really great products, and we see a lot of transition, of course, from traditional analog paging systems to IP paging systems. Scott, do you want to maybe touch upon that, and what are some of the benefits you would gain on an IP system versus an analog system? Maybe a couple of tips there.
Yeah, sure. So we're seeing exponential growth in the industry. Like the adoption of IP, is really growing across the industry for public address. So there's a lot of factors that are driving this growth. So people are migrating away from analog technology. For one reason is, they're basically migrating to all these new SIP-based UC platforms, whether they be premise-based or cloud-based. We can easily integrate into them, with our IP solution. A lot of customers are wanting to get away from older technology because they don't want to have to manage a bunch of different infrastructure. So they don't want to have to manage, 18.2 wiring for a legacy system. I mean, a lot of the operational technology that these customers are receiving, has an RJ45 port on it, whether it's a camera, a speaker, or for that matter, an HVAC system. So people want to have a standard network topology that they can connect their devices to. And they also want to be able to manage these devices easily over the network, right? So when you have, legacy infrastructure in place, 70-volt systems, you literally had to go and touch that equipment to be able to make adjustments to it, or touch the speakers, retap them for different volume settings, and so on and so forth. So what's nice about this portfolio of product that we have is it's all IP based on the network, and can be easily managed and supervised, and we can address all kinds of workflows. So it's a really nice product set. Everything is embedded within the endpoints. Very simple, intuitive web interface for managing these devices. And yeah, we're seeing really wide adoption. Now, we're not advocating that people get rid of their legacy technology if it is working for them. So for instance, if they have a 70-volt system that's in place today, and it's providing a service that's working well, and they are migrating to a hosted cloud or a premise-based SIP IP system, we build like great, devices like this adapter right here. This is the Algo 301 paging adapter. And what it does is it provides a balanced line output directly to that legacy infrastructure. So for a customer that wants, they've got an investment, I'll give you an example, would be a schools. Schools have hundreds of speakers deployed today in the hallways, right? And with IP technology and our speaker set, we can facilitate two-way communication, two-way talkback. So what I see in the education sector, for instance, is a lot of these organizations will put the IP speaker like the 8190 we have over here in the classroom, right? It's a clock, it's a speaker, integrated call button. They can do two-way communication with the classroom. But then that investment of legacy infrastructure where they have hundreds of speakers in the hallways, well, we could just tie the 8301 into that legacy equipment and preserve it for them. And then the beauty of our product set as well is we support multicast. So then we can tie that legacy infrastructure and the new IP infrastructure together, and then we can zone it, over the network. So we have a really, really cool box here that has, that capability of integrating into the legacy infrastructure. And there's a lot of really nice embedded features within this device as well, right? So we can talk about the fact that there's a gig of memory. This device has a calendaring application. We support the NTP protocol. So everything's in sync with their bell schedules. They can upload customized WAV files and tone files. So customers really, when they get this $349 device, they're kind of blown away with all the capability that's embedded within it.
Yeah, Scott, I would definitely say that looks like a silver bullet from that migration standpoint and really covers it all. It looks like a major differentiator for Algo too. Is there any other differentiator? I know you talk to a lot of customers too, yourself, and you do actually help with system design and you know the technology better than most. So is there any other differentiators or reasons why you do see migration and choosing Algo specifically?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. The fact that, the motto at Algo is always to be, keep it simple, right? So we do not, so what you'll notice about our portfolio of products is they're all PoE devices that connect to the network. There is no common equipment, right? So our speakers are self-amplified, right? They connect to the network, they get their power from the network, and we build PoE 802.3AF and PoE 802.3AT devices. So basically, customers to connect our devices to the network, they can put them into a VLAN, but they don't have to install a server. They don't have to install any software. There is no amplifier. So that's why a lot of customers, large organizations like our product set, they can basically connect to the network, lock it down in a VLAN, and then use their SIP infrastructure and their multicast capable networks to manipulate our devices to deliver outcomes.
It's awesome. Very cool. And speaking of cool things too, I do know that you guys launched a few new products this year. Do you want to maybe tell us what you have going on there?
Yeah, so we were talking about the preservation of legacy infrastructure in the hallways, and in a school, for instance, because it would be fairly cost prohibitive sometimes to remove all those speakers and replace them with all IP. So what we've done, we're quite excited about it. Our in-ceiling speaker, which is the Algo 8188, we've actually built a new version of that speaker, and it's a PoE Plus speaker, 16-watt standalone speaker. The 8188 that we have today is an 8-watt standalone. So with the new PoE Plus version, it's a 16-watt. But what we allow you to do now is connect up to 3 satellite speakers to that PoE Plus host, right? So basically you run 1 PoE Plus drop, and now you can connect in a daisy chain series 3 more speakers using simple connections of RJ45 patch cables, right? So I can put a speaker in a hallway, run 1 PoE Plus drop to that, and then I can, typically you're going to be, 20-foot spacing with your speakers. So now with a single drop, I can cover an 80-foot area in a hallway, for instance, in a school. And, I'm saving on PoE ports on my switches. Of course, the satellite speakers are significantly cost reduced, and using the patch cable technology, it's a faster install as well. So yeah, that's being widely adopted, and we're quite excited about that product. The other thing that we're doing, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I can say that will dramatically decrease the cost for large projects as well, or even smaller ones. Even the fact that you just need a smaller PoE switch as well, let alone the cost of the satellite speakers. That's a drastic cost reduction. So very cool coming out with something like that.
Yeah, so that's already gone to market. You can order those today. And, the other thing that's coming out, within the next month or so is the 8186 horn speaker. It's an extremely popular speaker that we manufacture. It's got an IP65 rating, so it can be in wet environments and installed outdoors. And when you get into large industrial environments, manufacturing environments, a lot of topology, you'll see speakers that are in a back-to-back formation and are in a cluster, to broadcast sound in these large environments. So what we've done is the 8186 horn speaker has been built with the PoE Plus technology, and we're going to allow you to have up to three 81. The 8196 is the new horn speaker, and the 1196 is the satellite. So same technology. You're going to have up to three of these that you can cluster. So when you're in large, logistics facilities where they have racking and you need to put speakers back to back to shoot down the aisles, now you'd be able to run a single drop and have two speakers that are connected back to back. Or if you're going to cluster a group of four in a manufacturing facility on a pillar to broadcast out in a large open area, again, single drop. Lower cost, technology, and very quick to install. So
awesome.
That'll be coming out later. Yeah, I would say at the end of May, in June timeframe. Those will be in your warehouse.
We're very excited for that. Scott, is there anything else that you would love to share with the folks at home as they tune in?
Well, I mean, what I'd like to say is, we're here to work with you, Brian and your team and any of your customers, reach out to us. A really nice thing about this product portfolio, I set this up for you, Brian, this morning, right? So, I mean, it's very easy to configure.
What a guy.
I'm going to do my demo, right? So I'm driving all of this with this A301. I've got one here that I've programmed. And if I push this button,
lockdown.
Lock. As simple as that.
Lockdown. Lock. Light.
Scott, how long did that take you to set up this morning?
15 minutes. It took me longer. It took me longer to put the equipment and kind of wire it back in than it did to program it, right? So it's very, very easy to program. The other thing I'd like to mention about our products that's great is if you go to our website, you're entitled to firmware. So when you buy these devices, you're not locked into a maintenance arrangement or anything like that. You buy the device from VoIP Supply, you own that device, and that entitles you to free firmware for the life of the device. They come with a 1-year warranty. The mean time to failure on these is out of sight, right? There's no moving parts in these devices. They're all solid state, so they're very high quality and they're built to last. So the firmware is available, no ongoing costs. And you're entitled to technical support directly from Algo. So if you have questions, you can post them to us by email, or you can call in. You can reach out to me. We're a very receptive organization. We love to work with our clients and make sure that they're happy with the product set and that we're delivering the outcomes that they're looking to deliver to their organizations.
Yeah, I will definitely vouch and say, from everything from your actual product creation to solution design, to access to firmware, access to support, Algo definitely never leaves a customer behind or leaves anyone in the dark as to how to use your devices. That's really, really cool and definitely unique in the industry too, where sometimes support can be a little hard to find.
Yeah, no, we pride ourselves on that, to be very responsive. And I mean, we're in every vertical that you can imagine that has public address. So we're in logistics environments, manufacturing, transportation, education. I would say the education vertical is probably one of our fastest growing verticals. But yeah, we're really excited to work with clients, and we've introduced some new capabilities for interacting with our devices. We actually recently introduced the RESTful API suite, so integrators and developers now can write their own software and basically send URL messages, to our devices. So we play well with mass notification systems. We are certified on Informacast, and we're certified with Synapse. Basically, we've been doing some work with a company called Inform 911. They use our endpoints, and they actually are writing, APIs to interact with us by sending us URL messages. So it's pretty exciting stuff. Yeah, we're really having a good time with the product and seeing the growth of the company.
That's awesome. And with the educational series, buying season rather, upon us, I would like to remind all of our viewers that you can reach out to myself, and I'd be happy to engage Scott as well with any solution design, any questions, or even if you need support or want to know if something that you already have can do a particular function, reach out to me. I'd be happy to help. Scott, thank you so much for spending your time and taking out the time of your day to set up that kit for us too. It's really cool. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, it's a pleasure working with VoIP Supply, and we look forward to the having a great relationship like we do. And yeah, let's go and get some stuff done.
Absolutely, let's do it. And we at VoIP Supply greatly value the relationship with Algo, and we greatly appreciate everyone tuning in to another episode of SIP Chats. So until next time, this is Brian Hyrek, VoIP Expert at VoIP Supply, signing off. Thanks again, Scott. See everyone soon.
Okay, thank you.